I been somebody, she will be with me. She will stay with me. She will joy with me. When I travel, mama, she will be with me. No, she will stay with me. She will fight for me. Mama, I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. Mama, I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. Mama, I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. Mama, I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. You call me every night, oh yeah, yeah. I just want their body, man, go I hold her for yeah, yeah. In the night, oh, she just screaming my name, oh yeah. I can care for your baby, man, go I will die for your baby. I won't be there, even in the night, oh, in the night. I won't stay, yeah, baby, for your love, oh, oh, oh. You now cover my eyes, so baby, I can see you, oh. For your baby, I will die. Manko, I swear, oh. It's done over me, playing Galatita, Manko. I say it's done over me, making my mind to go far, oh. It's done over me, playing Galatita, Manko. I say it's done over me, making my mind to go way back, oh. Mama, I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. Mama, I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. Mama, I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. Mama, I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama. I don't wanna lose you, mama.
Love you, boy.
Sunday bar, Kuko Jumuku, you not inside, you not know. Besuruku, Sunday bar, Kuko Jumuku, you not inside, you not know. I wanna get baby cat dance. Your delay is not your denial. Don't give up, keep working harder. No matter how long the storm lasts, the sun will always shine behind a cloud. No matter how long the storm lasts, the sun will always shine behind a cloud. Your setback will be a major comeback. Me pa, I only hope for long life. Bubbly water can carry rock. Then they don't get no cause to worry. Give God the glory for the little love. I give God the glory, keeping me alive.
So I give God the glory for keeping me alive.
Give God the glory for keeping me alive.
Get a puppet glory now, then I'm sorry.
Give God the glory for keeping me alive.
Once you got food to eat, thank you. You get more to come, thank you. You get air to breathe, thank you.
Your current situation is not your final destination. No condition is permanent. Infection, starvation, temptation is not my portion. If you pray for my downfall, sorry, oh, come and get your refund. No weapon for making me shall prosper. Cause I'm covered with the blood of Jesus. I sold my soul to the Holy Ghost. You already know I'm a
The Morovia Media Group launches Liberia's first paid streaming platform titled Vibes on April 28, 2021. At Vibes, artists will make money from their work. Listen, as an artist, download the app and create your artist profile and upload your songs and cover for free. Each artist signing up to the platform get paid as users or fans stream their song monthly. Users are going to download the app and pay a monthly subscription of $2 USD to listen to unlimited songs monthly using Orange Money and various online payments cards. Vibes app is available on the Google Play Store and on Apple Store. VYBEZ. For more inquiries, you can visit their office on Benson and Macklin Street or call them on the following numbers: +231 775 66872 or +231 777 304 304 or visit their website on www.moroviamediagroup.com or email info@moroviamediagroup.com. Get paid today as an artist for your work with Vibes.
Welcome to Circus, where you can find great quality t-shirts, hoodies, and other merchandise inspired by culture and creativity. We offer a variety of unique designs you can rock for any occasion that will fit your style. Visit our website at circus.com, ser-kes.com, and subscribe for exclusive access to discounts, new arrivals, and many more. Thank you for choosing Circus.
This love, they make me shower, I'm a little baby, mama.
Are you looking for a place where to fix your keys if lost or damaged? Or are you thinking on how to duplicate your home, office, or car keys? Don't worry, because your worries are all over. AutoKey Liberia is the best solution to all of your problems. At AutoKey Liberia, we are specialized in all keys programs and professional in other keys and remotes of all techs. We are located at Say on Time Bourgeois Orland. Find us at Clever Mission Junction, EOW Community. For more information, you can call the following cell numbers: 0777-337-808 or 0886-530-512. Do business with AutoKey Liberia and thank me later.
Are you looking for a property to buy or rent? Are you a property owner and looking for a quick and suitable way to sell your properties? Are you looking for a house, an apartment, or land to buy in Liberia, West Africa? Look no further, because Superior Real Estate has all the solutions to your problems. They have beautiful acres of land and comfortable homes for you to buy now. Register and incorporated, Superior Real Estate is bringing honest real estate transactions and a peace of mind to all their clients. Located in Pinzio, Superior Real Estate can be reached on 0880-544-111 or WhatsApp them on +231-775-874610. You will not be disappointed. Superior Real Estate you can trust.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
I'm glad to be here. I'm Henry Pedro Costa, and it looks like George is going to be my co-host today, sitting in for Boakai, who is not going to be joining us today because today is the end of Ramadan, a month-long period of fasting and prayer and has come to an end. And so our Muslim brothers and sisters are celebrating. And so George Guer is sitting in there for Buakai. Very good to be here. This morning we're going to dedicate the show exclusively to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Eid Mubarak to you. I hope you all are doing very, very good. Now, glad to be here. Glad to be here. Wonderful. Now, if you're wondering what I'm drinking in this cup, sorry, you can't see through the cup. It's a plastic cup. It's ginger beer. Ginger beer. I'm not talking about beer as in, for those of you who do not know what ginger beer is, it doesn't have any alcohol in it. It's just ginger beer. This is the best ginger beer there is. This is the Jones recipe. You know, the Jones family. This is their recipe, their family recipe. This is great. So last weekend, two friends and I went to Maryland and we went to hang out. And when we were going, I called Auntie Rachel Jones and I said, Auntie Rachel, please make us some dry rice. And she has a signature dry rice, which she made some of which she made for us, exclusively for us. And so we spent the night at a hotel, and they broke in the morning. And we drove to Auntie Rachel's house early morning. The dry rice were already ready, and we ate. She has some, oh man, nicely, freshly baked shortbread. We also had some of that, and we had the dry rice. We brought a whole platter of the dry rice. Well, and then she gave me a gallon of ginger beer from Saturday last week. Well, it's finishing now. So I love this ginger beer. It is nice. Nice. How many of you have had real nice ginger beer? So if you want someone to make you some very nice ginger beer, especially if you live around here, just let me know. I'll put you in touch with Auntie Rachel, and she can make you some ginger beer. And it's quite affordable, and it's worth it. Now, good morning, folks. I have some interesting things to talk about this morning. Let me say Buakai. George, good morning.
Good morning, guys, and good morning to our people out there in abroad this morning.
So how many pounds of the cow meat you got yesterday?
Anthony brought me 2 pounds of meat yesterday.
2 pounds of meat.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So everybody in the office got some meat, right?
Yes, we have to send Anthony there to make sure we get our almost share.
Okay, and Anthony brought meat for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm told there was a lot of meat. Everybody got meat. Over 100 people. Mohammed Corner and the VCO told me over 100, just about 110, 115 people went there to get meat, and it must have been a big cow because it told me the minimum people were getting on average was about 2-3 pounds of meat. Some people got 4-5 pounds. I'm told the SG got about 8 pounds. Wow, that's a lot of meat, right?
The SG was all in the photo yesterday.
All right, folks. We're glad that we could do that yesterday for all of you to get some meat. Well, folks, if you want to enter Rachel's number and you live in the Maryland area, well, I can send it to you, but I will not publish it yet. And she can make amazing ginger beer. I think I got one more cup size like this in the gallon. That will be all because I've been drinking it since we came. Now, so I want to say Eid Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters as you end the Ramadan today, and we want to say to all the mosques that receive the rice from us, we we're grateful to God that the COP could do that. Next time, we hope we can do it. We can do more of that next year across the country. We want to thank all of our people, all of our supporters who made it possible. My dear sister, and Emma Sharif, and everybody else, and all the wonderful people who chipped in, and who got the cow for our people. I published the pictures. I'm sure you saw them. They were so excited. The cow was huge. Yeah, John Sobel, that's true. The cow was very huge, my dear brother. Thanks to you for your contribution. So I want to say, very glad to be here, folks. I've got some interesting things to talk about this morning. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Good morning to you, my dear friend, Senator Jonathan Sibwe. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing good. I can see my man is Senator firing, my man. Yeah, Senator Jonathan Sibwe, aka Boy Charles. You know, when you Senator Jonathan Sibwe is what I would call the epitome of endurance and perseverance. That gentleman did not give up on his dream to serve his people. He ran and he ran and he ran and he won finally in 2017. And today he's in the Senate and he's doing well. I'm proud of you, my friend, Senator Jonathan Sibwe, aka Boy Child. Good. Now, folks, couple of things here. So I saw a story in the newspaper from East Africa, actually. Magdala Cooper, who, by the way, is a political party leader. Magdala Cooper is complaining that there's a problem in the government and the government not giving jobs to other Liberians who are not from CDC, according to her, is a problem. She says that the appointments that are based on partisanship and cronyism is bad for the government and is a looming threat, you know, and Magdala Cooper, can I say something to you? Seriously, Magdala Cooper? Magdala Cooper, seriously, at this time, after all this mess we've seen we and his people create, you're still advocating for a government of inclusion? I mean, who wants to become a minister in this government right now, except you want to go do your last show? You know, the man can call it what? Keke show, eh? You know, there's a last also, the final rush. Who wants a job in this government? Huh? Right now. I mean, I know a couple of years ago when they had just come to power, everybody was complaining about the quality of people that they were appointing. And I know, but who is still making that argument? Who wants a government job? Which real decent person wants a government job? I mean, the government has gone 3 years. They've messed up the country, and you're still talking about government of inclusion? I mean, you should be talking about the horrible things that they're doing to the country, the damage they've caused, and how we can salvage that damage. But instead, you're talking about getting factored into the government, not you personally, but that sort of argument, that sort of advocacy. The government should include other Liberians. At this time, it is late. It is late. Even if George Weah decided to change people today, to replace certain key people in this government, it is not going to save this government. It is over. Oh my God. The ginger beer is good. You're wasting your time. There is absolutely nothing that this government can do that will change their tide. It's over. They're headed to doom. The government is finished. Kaput. Capiche? It's kaput. You're wasting your time. Now, folks, something I want to share with you this morning. I want to share something with you. I have some documents I want to share with you also. You know, something that hasn't been published. You know, this agreement, but I'll share it with you. A few weeks ago, we read in the papers that Len Eugene Nagbe has signed a deal, a lobbying deal with, of course, using the maritime funds, with a lobbying firm where former Congressman Ed Royce is a policy director. So we read that they had signed a deal. Now, what I didn't know then, what we didn't see was the deal itself, the agreement itself. And I have the agreement, the actual copy of the agreement, electronic copy of the lobbying agreement, the fee, the terms and conditions, the scope of services and stuff like that, what the lobbying firm is expected to do for the government of Liberia. And what they did is that in their publication, when they announced this lobbying deal with former Congressman Ed Royce, what they didn't say, what they didn't say is how much, they're paying him, and it's in this agreement, I found it, it's $25,000 a month. That is a fixed fee. $25,000 a month is what they're paying Ed Royce and his firm. 25,000 times 12, that's what? Isn't that $300,000? Now that is excluding other fees. This is just a fixed flat monthly fee, 25,000 US dollars a month to lobby. Now, this is what the maritime people, Eugene Nangbe, didn't tell us, the public. They didn't tell us how much they were paying these people. I have the agreement right here. For $25,000 a month, the fixed monthly flat fee. And then additional fees. Now, this is where it gets tricky. The firm says to Len Eugene Nangbe that we will bill you when we incur other fees. Of course, and they always do. So you're talking possibly, as long as these people are actively working, you're talking anywhere in the neighborhood, maybe $40,000, $50,000 a month, depending on what kind of work they say they're doing. So this is a whole lot of money. And the other thing that Len Eugene Nangbe didn't say when they published the thing that they had secured this firm to lobby for them, they only said that the firm was going to be lobbying for the firm was going to be lobbying for maritime. They didn't say the firm was going to be lobbying for the government. No. For the Liberian government. In their publication, they said this lobbying firm will provide services for maritime, for the maritime program. I mean, what services, what lobbying services does the Liberian Maritime Program need? They don't need anything. It's a very simple program. These guys have tons of ships that fly our flag. They pay a fee, and the company, LISCA, manages the program. They make more money than the Liberian government does. It's an absolute stupid thing, a very messed up deal. The guys made sure they extended their deal before they left. Before Ellen government left, they extended it significantly. So the point is, what lobbying services does maritime need? What do they need? They don't need anything. They're not in any trouble. We have the second largest shipping registry in the world. We don't have trouble with our flag of convenience, the Liberian flag. No, we don't. We don't need lobbyists. So Eugene Nangbe and his people did not tell you that the deal they signed with former Congressman Ed Royce includes lobbying for the government. In fact, the whole maritime thing, the reason they even put it on a maritime is they're only borrowing a page from Ellen's book. That's exactly what Ellen did. Use the maritime funds to lobby for herself. So essentially, here's what they're doing. They're doing exactly what Ellen did. Do it under the pretext that they're lobbying for maritime. Then they use the maritime funds to pay for the lobbying for the government. In the case of George Weah, they're lobbying for themselves because they're in trouble. They're in serious trouble with the Americans. Sanctions are coming. They've been restricting them. They've been denying tons of government officials visas. And so they hired this firm to lobby for them. And they're trying to make it look like it is the central government. I mean, it is a maritime program that needs lobbying for. But no, maritime doesn't need any lobbying. Now, in the agreement that I have, it is for the government. The lobbying services are actually meant for the government, not for maritime, because maritime doesn't need it. Maritime doesn't have any problems. No, it is the government, the people in government that have problems. They have problem with America. They have a big, big problem with America. They're the ones who need it. Now, let me tell you something, folks. Before I read that document for you, the agreement, Eugene Nangbe's signature is on the agreement, by the way. Chairman Ed Royce, former chair of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, his signature is also on that. But listen to me. This is what I'm going to tell you. Nathaniel McGill is in the United States, the Minister of State. Samuel Twe is on his way or is already here. I want to say this to you. They're here in America. I see some people say, oh, no, they are not here. They are here. They are in the United States. But there's something I want to talk to you about. Why they are here. And why they got the visas in the first place. Of course, you know the Americans have been denying them visas right across the government, the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive branch of government. Those three branches, the Americans have been denying them visas all over the place. But let me tell you why. So the United States government, listen to this. Listen to this. The United States government under the Treasury Department, they have a body called the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. It's called FinCEN for short. The Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN. Under FinCEN, they're the ones who regulate financial crimes. They're the ones who, in fact, they're the ones that encourage the government of Liberia to establish the FIU. Yeah, the FIU is a financial intelligence unit back when Ellen was in power. FinCEN is a bureau of the United States Department of the Treasury. FinCEN, FINCEN. That's the acronym for the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Now listen to this. FinCEN, which is a bureau of the United States Treasury Department, has been trying for a while to get the Liberian government to sign up to new anti-money laundering and anti-terrorism or terror financing regulations, and protocols. They need Liberia to sign on to those things. Now, the Liberian government under George Weah, they've been dragging their feet. They didn't want to sign on to these new protocols and regulations, because when you sign on to these new protocols, it is binding upon you to enforce them. Anti-money laundering and anti-terrorism financing protocols. The Americans have been pushing our government for some time now to sign up to those those protocols in order to enforce them and apply them in Liberia. They didn't want to do that. No, they didn't want to do that. So recently, and the Americans have already been pushing them. They've been saying, look, if you don't sign up to these protocols to fight money laundering and the financing of terrorism, we are going to pull the plug on some programs that we currently fund for you. Some funding, we will pull the plug. We're going to stop giving you money for some things. Good. So the Americans told them that. Now the government got scared, of course. And then what they did is that they used the opportunity to do this. Listen, this is what they did. They used the opportunity to ask the Americans, the Treasury Department folks, FinCEN, which is a bureau under the Treasury Department. They said, look, we want you to give us a visa, or we want to meet with you. Invite us. We request a meeting. You see the strategy they use? They requested a meeting from FinCEN. FinCEN, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, a bureau of the United States Treasury Department. So the government, McGill and Tuay, they requested a meeting. So they told the Americans, you know, we want you to give us a meeting. We want to come and meet with you guys. So the Americans, knowing that this is in their interest, this is in their interest. It is not in the interest of the government of Liberia. It is in the interest of the United States government. So the United States government said, okay, fine. We've been pushing these guys to sign on to these new protocols, which they don't want to sign on to, anti-money laundering and the financing of terrorism. So what we're going to do, we will grant them the visas. So they granted them the meeting. The United States Financial Crimes Enforcement Unit or Network, FinCEN, which is a bureau under the United States Treasury Department, granted them a meeting. When they granted a meeting, they used that to go to the U.S. Embassy, Samuel Tuay and Nathaniel McGill, and they got U.S. visas. They got visas to come to the United States because the Americans granted them audience because it is in the interest of the Americans. Now, it is the Americans that want the government to sign on to these new regimes, the anti-terrorism financing and the anti-money laundering protocols. So the Americans give them the visas in their interest, in the interest of the United States, because it is the United States that wants these things. So our government finally said, okay, fine, we will sign on to these regimes. So that is why they were given the visas. McGill is already here. I'm told Tuay should be leaving today to come. Now, what you need to know is this. What you need to know is that It is not. They're not coming. Now, what they did was that they tried to see whether they could secure a meeting with the Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, and told Tony Blinken said no, doesn't want to meet with them. Now, I'm told they also want to try to meet with with Congressman Chris Smith, the very man some of them were on Facebook talking all kinds of nonsense about. I'm told Congressman Chris Smith has also refused to meet with them. That is what I'm told. He has refused to meet with them. And so they're basically trying to see what they can do to fix the American problem while they are here. Well, I wish them luck. But the fact is, to see a government from a country that has a historically long-standing relationship with the United States to be on social media, excited, happy, that they have visas to come to the United States. McGill and Samuel Twe. I mean, that government officials are now celebrating American visas. I mean, Liberian government officials. Now to get a visa to come to America, they are posting it on Facebook. They're just validating everything that we all have heard. They can't get visas. The reason the Americans give them these visas is because it is in the American interest. FinCEN, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network of the United States Treasury Department, is who granted them the audience, which they use to get the visas. So the Americans didn't invite them to come and meet with them to discuss something in the interest of Liberia. It is in the national security interest of the United States. That is why they granted them the visas. So it's an official trip to meet with American government officials for a particular reason. You understand? The Financial Crimes Enforcement Unit. So it's a big deal. The guys are on Facebook, they're celebrating. Oh, we got visa to go to America. Oh, we got visa. And they said we couldn't get visa. Imagine that. Imagine that. In this day and age, our government celebrating American visas. Now, they're not going to meet any senior U.S. government officials. They're here to meet the FinCEN people, and they're trying to see how they could meet Representative Chris Smith and other Congress people. This is a shame. It is a terrible shame. So that is why they are here, my people. They are not here in the interest. Well, they didn't come here because the Americans invited them for anything else. They granted them all audience because they want to be able to get the visa. So that once the Americans granted them a meeting, the Americans would then give them the visas. So that's why they have the visas to come for that particular reason. Now I want to share something with you. I told you earlier that Eugene Nagbe signed a deal with former Congressman Ed Royce with his firm. I have the agreement here, folks. The agreement was signed. I'm going to read it for you, and I will publish it. The agreement was signed on April the 23rd. The agreement was signed on April the 23rd. Okay, hold on there, folks. Give me a little bit of chance there. I'm just trying to get rid of one of these people here.
But Costa, you know that anything we see on the show, CDC will always say we lie.
Yeah, so listen. On the 23rd of April, 2021, Len Eugene Nangwe signed this deal with Brownstein Hyatt Faber Schreck. That's the name of the firm that former Congressman Ed Royce works for. April 23rd, 2021. Engagement Agreement for Policy Services. Dear Mr. Lenny Eugene Nagbe, thank you for selecting Brownstein Hyatt Faber Schreck, LLP, the firm, to serve as policy advisors to the Liberian Maritime Authority, a parish starter of the government of Liberia, collectively Liberia or you, in federal government relations matters, the GR matters. We are very pleased and privileged to work with you. The purpose of this engagement letter, the agreement, and the attached standard terms and conditions which are incorporated into this letter by this reference, the terms, is to outline the nature and scope of the engagement and our respective responsibilities and expectations. The clients. Who are the clients? The firm will represent the Liberian Maritime Authority, a parish starter of the government of Liberia. Scope of engagement. This is the level of work they will do on behalf of the Liberian government. That's what I mean by scope of engagement. Listen to this. This agreement and the terms apply to the policy-related engagement to protect and enhance the image. Listen to this, folks. Listen to this part. The image of the Liberian Registry and the Liberian Maritime Program, including but not limited to any and all aspects of the Liberian government. You hear that? Including but not limited to any and all aspects of the Liberian government, insofar as it may affect the viability of the Liberian Maritime Program or threaten to pose a negative stigma on Liberia that may affect the registry and the Maritime Program. You see the way they structure this deal? They structure the deal in a sense that, yes, the deal is signed with Maritime to represent Maritime, but the deal is not limited to Maritime alone. The deal is extended. The scope of engagement will involve representing and promoting the government of Liberia in order to ensure that anything that has the proclivity or the propensity to affect the Maritime Program, this firm will work to prevent that. You see the deal? So this is the pretext. So they're making it look like this deal is to represent, to lobby for the Maritime Program. But the Maritime Program doesn't need lobbying. No, they don't need the lobbying. So what they're basically doing is this. They're basically saying that we will do everything that we can to protect the image of the Liberian government and promote their image, because if the Liberian government is in trouble, that trouble will extend to and affect the Maritime Program. So in effect, we have to fight for the Liberian government so that we can fix its image, so they know the image is bad. The government knows this. Even though they will pretend to you, but they've hired a firm that they pay a flat fee of $25,000 a month, excluding other fees. They know that their image is bad. They want this firm to represent them to help fix the image here in America. But they signed this deal to use the maritime funds to make it look like they're doing this for the Maritime Program, which really doesn't need lobbying, but it's a pretext to lobby for the government of Liberia. Because they're basically trying to say the government of Liberia is the mother of the Maritime Program. So yes, we signed a deal to promote and advance the image of the Maritime Program, but it's not limited to that. The deal is also to ensure Larry Kennedy, that's what it is. It's a scam, it's a whole facade. They're making it look like the deal is a lobby for the maritime program. No, that's not what it is. The deal is actually the lobby for the Liberian government. Let me read this further. The guys think they're smart. But not limited to any and all aspects of the Liberian government, insofar as it may affect the viability of the Liberian maritime program or threaten to pose a negative stigma on Liberia that may affect the registry and the maritime program. There you go. There you go, folks. So this deal is not to promote the maritime program. No, the deal is saying our job here is to ensure that we promote George Weah and his thieves, so that, because if we don't promote them here, their bad image would affect the maritime program. Let's go to the fees. Staffing, fees, cost, and billing arrangements. In the course of our agreement, it is anticipated that Samantha A. Carr Yoder will supervise and coordinate most of the work on this matter, with the assistance of any policy professionals, law clerks, assistants, and other staff working with her. Samantha can be reached directly at 202, that's her phone number, 5916, 202-383-5916, and via email at scholar@bhfs.com. Starting 4th to 3/2021, that's April 23rd, our monthly retainer fee for this matter will be $25,000 United States dollars. Effective the 8th month, that's August 23rd, 2021. So the agreement is for the first 4 months. That's how these agreements are done. They want to see the first 4 months. So for the first 4 months, the flat fee is $25,000 a month, but that's not all. They're going to pay more. In the course of providing services to you, it may be necessary for us to incur certain costs. You see that? They will incur certain costs. Now, that is where they're going to bill you extra money. They're going to bill you extra money. It may be necessary to incur certain costs. You agree to reimburse us in accordance with the terms for all reasonable costs that we actually incur and for the firm's administrative fee. For more information on billing, including third party and other costs for which you will be billed, rate changes and other factors affecting fees and other charges, please refer to the terms. Now, government contracts. We agree that the scope of our representation shall not include any acts that would tend to induce a government employee or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, of course, that's the regular thing. They have to say that. This is a deal. Signed here by Edward Arrow Royce, Ed Royce for short, and Len Eugene Nagbe, Commissioner and Chief Executive Officer, Liberia Maritime Authority. Folks, I will publish this later so you all can see. So the government knows that they're in trouble. They tell their people that they're not in trouble with America, but then behind the scenes, they go and hire a lobbyist to pay them $25,000 a month, the flat fee and additional costs. That's more fees. So they tell you, oh, we don't have a problem with the United States at all. Everything is great. Everything is honky-dory, as the Americans would say. But here is the thing. Here is the thing. They've hired a lobbyist for $25,000 a month, excluding other fees, excluding additional fees, $25,000 a month. Now, you ain't got no trouble with America. Why the hell are you hiring lobbyists? and using the maritime program to pay them. Huh? Now listen. Do you know the Liska people, the Liska guys, those Jewish boys that run Liska, Ivy Zadenberg and Yoram Cohen, they're the ones all behind this stuff. I am told they helped Eugene Nangbe to secure this firm. Yes. In fact, the major partners of this firm, they're Jewish people. And absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. I've got nothing but love for all people, including Jewish people. I love them. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the Liska fellas who've made tons of money from Liberia and continue to make tons of money from Liberia, they're all over this thing, all over it. They help them, as they helped Ellen. These boys don't care about Liberia, of course not. They want corrupt governments in power, government after government corrupt, that will give them absolutely anything that they want. They help these guys to secure this thing, and they're hoping it's going to help them. But I don't think it will make any difference at all. My contacts in DC have told me, Costa, Ed Royce might have been an influential congressman himself, but Ed Royce cannot undo what has been done and what has been decided by the Americans to do against these guys in Liberia. They say Ed Royce can help them. Ed Royce is also a former Republican, not only an ordinary one, but he was a major Republican who fiercely fought everything the Obama and Biden administration did. He doesn't have a lot of friends in the current establishment, the current administration in Washington, D.C. No, he doesn't have friends there, really. He doesn't have that much sway because the Democrats hate his guts, of course. They hate his guts because he fought them very, very fiercely. He was one of those who tried to tear down the Obamacare unsuccessfully, along with Trump and others in Congress when Trump was in power. But hey, they're telling you, seditions and the rest of the Liberian people, that they don't have any trouble. They don't have an American problem. But yeah, they are. They've hired a lobbying firm under the pretext of lobbying for the maritime program, but that is not true. They're going to be lobbying for the government of Liberia at $25,000 a month, excluding other fees. Nellie K. Harris Rabas, congratulations to you. You graduated today with your master's degree in social work. MSW, Masters in Social Work. Congratulations to you. Madam Nellie K. Harris Rabas of Pennsylvania, one of our strong supporters. We want to say congratulations to you. We celebrate you as you walk away today with your master's degree in social work. Now, I want to say this to you. Yesterday, I received a generic email from the president of Wilmington University, Dr. Lamar Harmon. And Dr. Harmon wanted to inform us that due to the change or to the relaxation of the COVID guidelines of the state of Delaware, Wilmington University will now go ahead and, select a date for our in-person graduation ceremony, and they will be communicating that date to us soon. Now, whatever that date is, I will, but I fixed my own date when I'm going to do my celebration. So whatever Wilmington say that their business, they ain't have the graduation ceremony or but they're gonna give me the date. So if they have the ceremony, I will go. If they don't have it anytime soon, fine, I'm not going to go. I just want my diploma, my cap and gown. They're sending in the mail. The degree conferral is taking place right now. It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. They will be done with degree conferral. Then they will send a diploma in the mail. But as far as the cap and gown are concerned, those two will be sent in the mail, and that's it. Now, we're gonna go to the phone lines, but before we do, I want to say happy pre-birthday to young Miss Sierra Johnny. You will turn 16 on May 16, Sunday. It's from your mother, Siata Tengbe. She wants me to do this for you. She says she appreciates you and everything you do for your siblings. She's grateful to have you as a daughter, Miss Sierra Johnny. It's from your mother, Siata Tengbe, and you celebrate your 16th birthday on May 16th, which is on Sunday. Happy pre-birthday to you, Sierra Johnny. Now, we will go to the phone lines to take some calls, but before we do, I want to say again, happy or Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters who are breaking the holy month of, they are breaking the Ramadan today after fasting for 30 days, and they're breaking the Ramadan today. I want to say congratulations to all of you. D. Maxwell Kimaya, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Dean of the Cabinet, I am reliably informed he was not given a visa. They did not, he wanted to make this trip, but the Americans refused him a visa. I'm trying to confirm that, folks. It is not confirmed as yet, but I'm told that D. Maxwell Kimaya was supposed to be on this delegation. He requested for a visa, and his visa was denied. His visa request was denied. D. Maxwell Kimaya requested for a visa, and his request was denied, which is why, according to my sources, he did not make this trip to the United States. Again, I want to repeat, D. Maxwell Kimaya was denied. I'm told the mayor of Monrovia, Jefferson Koji, who the government had previously announced was going to be on this trip, I'm told, according to my sources, he too didn't get the visa. Now, I will find out. Several of them wanted to come, but they didn't get the visas to come. But I can say for a fact, Samuel Twe and Nathaniel McGill were given the visas because of this official meeting they have with FinCEN, which is a financial crimes enforcement network of the United States Treasury Department. But George, let's go to the phone lines. Let's take some calls there. You're listening to the Costa Show this morning. This is the nation's premier platform where we discuss the issues that matter. And this trip to the United States by these two people will not change anything. The United States government knows them. They have the facts. The sanctions will come. Nothing will change that. The visa deniers are still in effect. The reason these two even got visas is because they requested a meeting with the United States, and the United States granted them the meeting, and so they're coming for that meeting, and that meeting is in the interest of the United States. They want them to sign up to a new anti-money laundering regime and a new anti-terrorism financing regime to help fight how monies are moved to finance terrorism and how stolen money are laundered by criminals. So they didn't want to sign up to this stuff. Why? The Americans were not very happy about that. The Americans threatened them that if you don't sign up to these new anti-money laundering regime and anti-terrorism financing regime, we will pull the plug on some government-funded programs, or some programs that we are funding. Therefore, they consented. Then they requested a meeting with a U.S. regulator that regulates anti-money laundering and anti-terrorism financing. That is the reason why they are here. Now, I want to say this, folks. One of our strong supporters, she's a member of the Friends of Henry Costa. She's a COP supporter as well. She lost her son in Liberia the day before yesterday. I spoke with her yesterday. Sister Grace Cabal, I called her. She was deeply, 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 deeply broken. and terrible, terrible tragedy. Her son was healthy, nothing was wrong with him. He got hit by a car, a vehicle, while riding his motorcycle, and it crushed him to death. And so, our dear sister Grace Kaba, I want to say, have our sympathy, our deepest condolences. Yesterday, I spoke with this woman. It was just so difficult talking to her. Talking to somebody who has just lost her child. It was very tough. It was very tough. I could feel her pains. And Sister Grace Kaba, we want to say sorrow. May God give you the strength to carry on. But losing your grown child, it cannot be an easy thing at all. So the COP stands with you, the Friends of Henry Costa. We stand with you, Sister Grace Kaba. I had just spoken to her about a week and a half earlier or ago, and we had such a very good conversation. And she is a very, very, very nice person from what I could tell, speaking to her and with her. And only for me to get the news, the tragic news yesterday from Sister Grace V, who's the chair of Friends of Henry Costa International, that Sister Grace Kaba, her namesake, had just lost her son in Liberia. The young man was not sick, nothing of the sort. He just got crushed by a vehicle and he lost his life. We're sorry, my dear Sister Grace Kaba. We pray that God will console you in this very difficult period of loss and bereavement. And we, the COP family, we stand with you. And please know that we're here for you. Must be a tough thing. Josh, let's go to the phone lines. Let's take some calls there, folks. Welcome to the program. You're listening to the Costa Show. Today is... So yes, I will confirm that. I have checked with my sources. I am told that D. Maxwell Kimaya, Maxwell Kimaya was accused by the embassy staff of making sexual advances on her. And that thing is a serious issue here in America. And she even filed a complaint with the New York Police Department. So Maxwell Kimaya has been denied a visa. He cannot come to America. And, that would be very disturbing if the Minister of Foreign Affairs cannot come. Even the Minister of Foreign Affairs cannot come. Well, that would be a serious thing. So we will confirm that. But I have already sent word to my very reliable, well-placed sources to look into this one for me and confirm it. Let's go to the lines and let's take some calls then. George?
Okay, I'm here, cause
let's do that.
Okay, the numbers to call this morning on the show 0770 102 102 0886 010 TD80. The WhatsApp number to call this morning +231 880 5134 17 880 5134 17 0770 102 102 0886 010 TD80. These are the number to call this morning and take part on the show. Yeah, this morning. We stay here anticipating call this morning. Today. Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
We can hear you. Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, so my name is Thomas Kumen, and I call from 12 Farm.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, George. Good morning, Costa.
Morning.
Yeah, so I've been following you, even in Liberia. I've been following the show for a very long time. We were part of the June 7 protest and all the other activities, right? Today is my birthday, May 13. It's my birthday. I called this morning to tell you I want to work. I want to register with the COP, and I'm on this media, this platform to voice it out that for now I want to work. So I will go to the studio, the station. I don't know. I'll call George and follow all the other procedures. I don't want to.
Oh,
all right, thank you. I see a comment here from our SG. He said people calling him and saying that he got 8 pounds of meat. I don't know about that. What I know is, Chairman, I was just saying what everybody got meat, and I'm told you guys share the meat, and I did see a picture there with the guys. Thanks to you and the rest of the team for managing the distribution. It went very, very well, except for one person who called and said that they hadn't received any meat. I was really angry because I will not call his name, but what he did was not fair. He tried to make it look like youth chair Mohammed Kone did not give him any of the meat. It was not fair. I called Mohammed right away. You see me when you bring complaint to me, I'll call the other side. I called Mohammed Kone. I said, Mohammed. In fact, I put Mohammed on the call. I told him, wait, let me put Mohammed on the call. I put Mohammed on. I asked Mohammed. I said, Mohammed, do you have meat for this man? Did this man call you for meat? Mohammed said no. In fact, I asked him, did you call Mohammed Kone for your own meat? He said no. I said, where were you? He said, I went to Bong County. I said, you didn't call a man. You didn't tell a man you were going out of town, and you said the man mean you with a meat. What are you trying to say? The man mean you with a meat? How can you say that? Because now you wanted to come to me to make Mohammed Kone look bad, to make it look like Mohammed Kone mean what they meet. That's not nice. I don't like that. You don't come to me to tell me things that are not true because you want to put your friend in trouble. So don't do that to me. George, let's take some more calls there if you have them.
Okay, for the numbers to call this. The
man called me complain that they mean what they mean. That was not nice. Mohammed Kone look bad, and the leadership, the VCO. I want to thank the VCO, the vice chair for operations. You guys did a wonderful job. Good morning to you, our chair lady of the Europe chapter, Francis Power. Good morning. So you don't come and try to make your leader look bad for nothing. Were you in town? No. Where did you go? I went out of town. Did you call the chairman to say that I'm going to be out of town? Please keep my piece of the meat? No. Do you have the chairman's number? The boss said he ain't got Mohammed Kone number. I was too very yesterday. That's how I operate. You come to me, you bring information about somebody. I'm not just going to take it. I'm going to check with that person. In some cases, I will put that person on the phone with you, and I will ask them. How are they yesterday? I asked all the kids. Let's take some more calls there. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody got meat. Over 100 plus people got meat yesterday, and that made me happy.
We have a call. Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Petra.
Morning, William. Morning.
Yeah, Petra, good morning. I just want to say happy Ramadan to my brother and sister, and to Amarat, and to Martina. I want to say happy Ramadan to you all, and may Allah bless you all. Thank you, Petra.
Okay, my brother.
Thank you, William. Look at Elemento and I get on the meat.
I know.
Child Roberts, you get on the meat?
I know the chairman listen, the chairman will call. Mommy Chair will call this morning to clarify to the public.
Who?
Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. You are live.
My name is Frank Gibson. I'm calling from Paris.
Frank Gibson, welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you very much. And I want to use this platform to extend Eid Mubarak to all Muslim brothers and sisters in Liberia and around the world. I just got one question for Henry Costa, if he's listening, please.
I'm listening to you. Ask your question.
You always say that this government does not have the willpower to get a lawyer in Washington.
It's not lobbyist, it's lobbyists. Frank Gibson is lobbyist.
And now Costa is now here saying that it's useless. This man will not change anything. So what I want to know here is that what actually is Costa's point? that the government does not have the willpower to get a lobby up, or the lobby the government gets does not have the power to teach anything in Washington issue of the government.
Frank Gibson, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, Frank Gibson, thank you very much, my brother.
Frank Gibson is a classified idiot.
Good morning, George. Good morning, Henry Petro Costa. This is Josephus T. Pajibo, my leader, my chairman also.
Josephus, good morning, my brother.
Yeah, leader, I just called this morning to tell you thank you for what you are doing for the Council of Patriarchs, for everyone else that support the COP, supporters and members on the COP in Liberia and also in the diaspora. We thank you also for what you did for our Muslims, brother, and for them to end their Ramadan today, for your role that you play by standing by them. I also called this morning to say thank you for everything that you have been doing, for the Council of Patriarchs as chairman. The SG is here also working hard. The leadership is doing well. I don't want you to be deterred. Few supporters of COP that are coming directly on the social media, that are jumping from here and there. I don't want you to pay attention to them. Some of us that are not even writing, that are not focused to pay attention in writing on social media. You got good number of supporters on the ground here that are waiting to see a living body. You will see them receiving you. The few people that play fun, they keep playing fun. Don't waste your time with them. COP cannot split. COP is not political party group. It can be in COP. You want to be ANC, that your business. You want to be ALP, that your business. You want to be in the political party, that your business. COP is a pressure group, and some of us will remain focused with our pressure group. When it's necessary, when the need rises for us to mount pressure, the government will mount pressure. When the need rises for us to do anything for the government, we will do it. Anywhere that the government falls short, that we think we can check mark there, we'll check mark there. So we'll remain focused. Don't be deterred. Anybody that feel that they want to leave COP today, you have the road that you can take it and start going. You can start going, and then when you end with you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much.
Oh, just
hold on there, George. Hold on. Josephus is a brother. He's one of our strongest supporters, has been for many years, and he's very, very loyal, and I respect and admire the brother. I want to say this. A few days ago, 2 days ago actually, our SG, Mwaba Yobo, who replaced our founding SG, Mo Ali, went and joined the ANC. Mr. Yobo was not a member of any political party. He went and joined the ANC, which is one of the parties within the collaboration. Now, that is a good thing. Now, Isaac Vatuba is able to join us this morning. Let me tell you something. Mwaba Yobo called me several weeks ago. We talked about his plans to join a political party. And he told me he was considering joining one of two parties, Liberty Party or ANC. He told me his reasons. Now, I'm not going to share his reasons with you here because I have to respect his privacy or the confidentiality. Now, finally, when he settled on the ANC, he called me again. I believe it was on Sunday. He said, Mr. Chairman, I have decided that I will be joining the ANC. He gave me his reasons again. I said to him, Mr. Yobo, you have my support. It is your right to join any political party you want to join, except the CDC. You can't join CDC and hold our position. You can join any other party, but not the CDC. So Mr. Yobo told me this. I said, you have my support. It is your right to associate, your right to affiliate. And I myself am a member of a political party. Several of our officials are members of political parties. So Mr. Yobo, before he made his pronouncement, I thought as chairman I needed to inform our people. I did a post on Facebook. And I informed our membership that our Secretary General was going to join a political party and I was not at liberty to disclose the name of said party because it was not my place to do that. A few hours after my post, our Secretary General did go ahead and have a press conference, and the press conference was big. And it is because it's this COP Secretary General. That's the news. All the newspapers are saying COPSG. Of course, they don't even refer to him as Yobo without saying that. It is because the COP is the largest, most powerful pressure group in the country. So anything that happens with any of its members becomes news. Joining a political party is news. There are a lot of people who are pissed off, they're mixed views, but I'm not. I don't have a problem with that because I try to not be a hypocrite. I am a member of the ALP, and Maba Yobo was not a member of any party. He did not leave any party to go to the ANC. He was not a member of any party. Yes, he did support Bouaka in 2017, but he never joined Unity Party. In fact, Maba Yobo was a member of the CDC. Before he joined, when we appointed him Secretary General of our movement, the COP, Maba Yobo had to go and formalize his resignation from the CDC. He did it in writing. He went and made it official. He sent an official letter of resignation to the CDC, informing them that he was withdrawing his membership officially. He had to do that. Before we gave him his letter of appointment, he had to go and write. So Maba Yobo was never a member of UP. So he didn't jump from UP to ANC. Let's be fair. He was a free agent and he decided to join the ANC, which is his right. I see no conflict. Absolutely no conflict. And the reason is simple. The COP is not a political party. So Maba Yobo going to join the ANC does not conflict in any way with the COP. Now, I know we have a not so pleasant history with the ANC. Me in particular, the ANC and I, we don't have a very good relationship. And that is their business. It does not affect me, it affects them. Because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who support me that will not support them because they don't have good relationship with me. And the reason they don't have good relationship with me is not my fault. It is their fault. They say I don't like their guy, which is not true. I don't hate Mr. Cummings. I respect and admire Mr. Cummings, but I just do not support Mr. Cummings for president. But you see, you see the funny thing here? The ANC people are celebrating that my SG joined their party. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is his right to join their party. I don't have a problem. But if I support another candidate, then I have a problem. My SG, whom we elevated, the reason Maba Yobo, you telling he knows this. The reason Maba Yobo has all the balls around him by his joining a political party is because of the COP. Now, that does not mean that Maba Yobo is not a very bright, highly intelligent, well-spoken young man. He is all those things and more. But in politics, in Liberian politics for that matter, that's not it. It is the political gravitas you have that matters, not all those things. So the reason there's always excitement over Yobo's joining their party is because the COP elevated Maba Yobo. If you ask 10 people watching the live video, did you know Maba Yobo before we made him COP Secretary General? 9 people would tell you no. They didn't know him. I mean, I'm asking the question right now. Literally, I want you all to answer me. Did you know Yobo before we made him COP Secretary General? Tell me if you knew him. But we recruited Yobo because he's a brilliant young man. He's a brilliant young man. He articulates very well. He's passionate. He's hardworking. That's why we brought Yobo. We saw talent in him. We sought after him for the talent. Now we elevated him. You see, everybody saying no yet. They didn't know Yobo. So you all didn't know Yobo. But what you didn't know is that this was a brilliant young man. That is what we saw. And that's why we brought him to our movement. And I don't regret the decision we made by bringing Yogbo forward. So we elevated Yogbo. The COP elevated Yogbo, and the ANC went after him and they recruited him. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. There you go. So far, everybody saying no. They didn't know more about Yogbo. But I knew more about Yogbo. I knew him to be a very brilliant young man, very passionate. So that's why we went after him. We brought him. We elevated him. The moment Maba Yogbo became Secretary General of the largest pressure group in the country, internationally recognized pressure group, Maba Yogbo became a national entity, period. That's what the COP does. We make people. So we make people. But here is the thing. Maba Yogbo joins the ANC and endorses Cummings for president. It's okay. It's all fine. The ANC people, they're happy. Hey, we tell Henry Costa SSG. Hey, we tell Henry Costa SSG. It's okay. But if Henry Costa were to openly declare support for Don Brown, they both want to destroy the CPP. They both want to do that. So I wonder to myself, why do they do this? Other people can say who they want support, but if Costa say he wants support them, they will be like, no, it's not fair. Costa should not be saying that. Costa should not be endorsing anybody. Costa is supposed to wait. And you see, they're telling me I should wait. Don't endorse anybody, Costa. Wait. I should wait, but Yogbo might not wait. No, everybody else can declare who they want support. Only Costa Manato. Maba Yogbo goes to their party, they're happy. And there is nothing wrong with that. Yogbo will add a lot of value to their party. I know that because he's a smart young man. But they say Pedro Mana declares support. Pedro wants to destroy the party. And Pedro wants to destroy CPP. Pedro hates Cummings. I don't hate Alex Cummings. I just don't support him for president. Period. I don't hate him. But the other day I made a post. I want to declare for my candidate for president. Oh, I got calls from all over the place. Pedro, we beg you, please don't do this. It's going to affect the CPP. But when the other people can do their own, why I can't do my own too? Yogbo can go to his own party. Why I can't endorse my own candidate for president? They say I'm not do my own. It's not fair. It's really not fair. It's not fair at all. So let's go to the lines and take some more calls there. And so I've been saying to myself, well, you know, everybody say, the thing is, the ANC people, it's interesting with them, right? They say the COP not nothing, but they're recruiting people from COP. Why are you going for people from COP for? Or COP not nothing. But of course, they themselves don't believe that. So I am not going to make any official declaration until after the convention. That's what the COP people have decided. And the reason I'm doing it is because I'm the chairman of the COP. I don't have the luxury. Now, you all know I like Joe Boakai, and he's my old man, but official declaration, I will not make it because I'm the chairman of the COP. I got to hold it together. Now, Dillon belongs to Liberty Party. Yogbo belongs to ANC. Mo Ali is a member of our advisory council, belongs to UP. And several of our officials belong to many of these parties and many of our members. But I will tell you this, there are lots of people also who are not members of any political parties that are in the COP. Right here on this live video, when I ask our people, are you a member of any of the parties? Please tell me. Many people right here will tell me that they are not members of any of the political parties. Tell me, folks. Tell us. Are you a member of any of the political parties? If you are, tell us. You know, this is the mistake some of us make. Oh, Pazawi, you are not a member? Yeah. So a lot of people here they're not in any of these parties. That's a mistake the political parties make, thinking that all Liberians are members of political parties. It is not true. There are many COP supporters who are not members of any of these parties. Now, That doesn't mean they may not favor certain candidates, but they are not members of their parties. They don't take instruction from UP or from ANC or from this other party. No, they don't. They don't take instruction from any of those parties because they are not members, but they are members of the COP. So the COP have the other person said, no, I am not member. Only COP, patience SEMA. So there are lots of people who are not members of any of these parties, but they are members of the COP. And so that those some people can try to say, by the time the people, if these people were to leave the various, I mean the ANC, the COP, I mean the COP will lose all their memberships or all their members by the time. I said, but listen, you're wrong. You understand? Some of these people belong to no parties at all. They are not. Now, they may be supporting a candidate. Some of these people are also just waiting for the COP to tell them where we're going to go. You understand? They're waiting for them to be told where they're going to go. So we decided as chairman of the COP. What is all that noise? George, what are you doing with the computer?
And the computer on my phone, bro.
Man, you are making noise. You know that, right? I can hear the noise, George.
You know, posting message will come on the laptop, you know.
Yeah, but George, but you gotta turn the thing off. The notification noise.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are some people who are waiting for the COP to decide in order for them to decide. You know? So everybody has their right to join a political party. It is their right. You know, some people have actually told me that we should remove Moba Yogwa as Secretary General because he joined the ANC. No. I mean, some people have actually told me that. I will not call their names. They are my people. You know, but it's their view, and I respect their view. But it is not fair to even phantom that. So what reason will I tell the Liberian people as chairman of the COP from removing Yogwa? I am a member of the AALP, an avowed member. Then how can I be doing that kind of thing? I preach against hypocrisy. George, I still hearing that noise, man.
I'm doing it already.
I'm going to cut that thing off. So how can I tell people, say, we want to remove Yogwa because, no, that's absolute nonsense. I'm sorry, but I will not even countenance that. A few of my supporters and few of COP folks have actually said it, you know, but we cannot do that. We cannot do that. Yogwa is a fine gentleman. It's a brilliant young man. I understand why the ANC will go after him. I respect that. But to tell me that we should remove him, you know, from his position because he joined them, I cannot do that. You see, when you are a leader, you have to play fair. And I had a conversation with Yogwa the other day, Sunday. We had a long chat. I told him, I said, Yogwa, I explained a story to him. This is a piece of interesting historical fact about William V. S. Tubman when he was president, and Senator David Coleman, and Chief Justice Louis Arthur Grimes. And I told him that. I told him that story. You have to be fair as a leader. You have to be fair. You cannot be biased. You gotta be fair. And I try to be fair. I try to be fair. So Moba Yogwa will hold his position as long as he wants it, as long as he does not violate our tenets and our rules and regulations. He has done absolutely nothing wrong. We should be happy that he joined one of the 4 parties within. Of course, he knows that. You know, he can't join the CDC, of course, and he doesn't have any intent to do that. But he continues to enjoy my confidence. I want to say that. I want to go on the record and say that. Moba K. Yogwa continues to enjoy my confidence as the Secretary General of the COP. There is no conflict of interest here whatsoever. He is a member of the ANC, which is one of our brethren parties, and the ANC and us, we are not in competition. They are a political party. We are a pressure group. Some of the people just need to understand that. Henry Pedro Costa is not an enemy of the party he helped to form. He's not an enemy of that party. First vice chair for political affairs, first co-chair on the Constitution Review Committee. My name is in the Constitution and of the ANC. It's the first party I helped to form. The name AMC, I was one of those who came up with that name. So my name is in their Constitution, the co-chair on the Constitution Review Committee. So I'm not against the ANC. You know, I cannot possibly be against them. But I just want to say to you all that we can't do that. We can't be, we cannot discriminate. Oh, because he gone to a party that I don't like. You know, some people have actually said to me that, you know, my man, I tell you this, the man out with us, we're going to be careful with the man. But as a leader, you will hear plenty of things. But you got to be able to just let them go. You know, that's how you operate. Like one of my COP boys called me yesterday. I will not call my picking. I'm not picking. He said, "Oh," he said, "Leader, the meaning will call me." Because I warned him. I told him I want that cow meat to be equitably distributed. No bishop in it. I want equitable distribution. So I called I put the guy on, the Mohammed Kone. I asked him. I said, "Did you tell Mohammed Kone that you were going out of town?" He said, "No." "Did you call Mohammed Kone and ask him to leave you your piece of meat?" He said, "No." "Do you have Mohammed Kone's number?" He said, "No," which was a bloody lie because he has it. You know, so you got to be fair as a leader. And so I just want to say, Maba Yoba continues to enjoy my confidence as a National Secretary General of the COP. We made no mistake in making him Secretary General. When Mo Ali left as Secretary General, because I'm not on the ground myself, I felt we needed somebody who, even if they didn't have national recognition, like Maba Yoba didn't have that. He didn't have national recognition, but I knew he had the potential to gain national recognition or to earn it, because once the COP puts you on their platform, automatically you will get national recognition. But you will need to have the substance yourself, the capability yourself to be able to earn that. And Maba Yoba has it. You see? The man like Bishop Bennett, the man likes to dress, the boss speaks well, he's a smart man. So I saw the next speech, I was just laughing. Let's go to the lines and take some calls. So that's me. That's who I am, Pedro. That's how I operate. I try to be fair in my life. I try to be fair. So
good morning, Josh. Good morning, Pedro.
Morning.
Asumana. This is Asumana Thomas from Baltimore.
Hey.
It is a good thing for the government to sign an agreement of money laundering with the United States. It also disappointing for the government of Liberia to be forced to do this through sanction restriction. This is the first time in the history of Liberia that government of Liberia and America do not have mutual bilateral relationship between the two countries. You know, it's sad. But, you know, we will also make sure that the TRC implementation will be enforced. This is just a start. We're going to make sure we're working. And I want to say happy Ramadan to all my Muslim brothers and sisters, and thank the COP for their support for the Muslim brothers of the COP. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. They shouldn't be pressured, you know, into doing this. They shouldn't be pressured. It should be something that the government should do on their own volition. I mean, money laundering is a global problem. You know, financing of terrorism is also a global problem. No responsible government should have to be arm twisted in order to commit and sign up to these protocols or these regimes. But of course, these boys themselves are involved in money laundering. Why would they want to sign up to anything that would restrict their ability to launder their stolen money, right? You know, but let's go back to the lines. Let's take some more calls there. and on the Costa Show here.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you, and I want to say good morning to my dear brother Costa. My name is Victor.
Welcome.
Victor, morning.
Morning. People, you forget about me now.
No, man, Victor. I'm sorry, Victor.
Thank you
for hit me up tomorrow.
Being a good leader, Costa. You know, some people thought that since the man left and joined the ANC, it was going to be problem. And the way you talk the money, it shows that I will continue to be behind you, and I will continue to make you my mentor until to reach what I want to reach. But, you know, to the special issue, ANC, you know, the coming had to be very careful. He had to be careful because money in Liberia, money does not run politics. If you get money, you got to find a way to find a human being to be attached to it. Because you coming is new. The place coming was working, he was working in the corporate world, and the system was set up. But when it comes to the Liberian reality, it's different. You know, if I were coming, I would just go, because the old man is old already, I would just go second to the old man to gain that public recognition, to gain that national recognition. Because, for example, some people saying that Burger King go to the county, Burger King go to the place. Burger work as agriculture minister, you work as vice president for 2 years. So, Burger is connected to the people. So, coming who just came 5 years ago, he want to be connected. That the reason he's going, you all out. So, I don't know what very pushing coming. If you want to gain a national record, attach yourself to somebody who will get that particular recognition. Then you will make back. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Costa.
Okay, my brother.
Thank you, Victor Quemmening, my friend and brother there. Thank you so much, Victor. Let's take some more calls there. Isaac Vatuka was supposed to join us this morning, but he didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Good morning to our leader, our hero, the People Senator 2023, RP Costa. Good morning, leader.
Stephen Bernard. Stephen, you guys on a meet yesterday?
I know that posed me this morning to call because it is not good for people to be spreading lies around, especially when somebody is beating you. The message came to everybody, every COP member that we are all to assemble at the famous cow factory. You know, I mean, stated that only Muslims should gather to cow factory. They all COP members should gather to cow factory. We all went there. The moment you get there, as soon as you say at COP, they wear your knee down. No plenty question. As soon as you say at COP, they put your name down, and then we got out there yesterday in good number, and then we marched to the cow. The cow was alive. We all took it. We walked with the cow. We carried to the slaughter house, and we said that they slaughtered the cow, and they went for fun. They were going through the list. Call your name, you answer. Nobody can give you hard time. They call your name, you go, you answer. You go and receive your own fan. And it was mentioned, and I don't know what I can't see the reason why people be complaining, that they never receive it. You not receive meaning you are not able to go to cow factory. You can't go to cow factory. If we say everybody must carry meal for everybody, that means there will be chaos and fighting to the place there. But for what I saw yesterday with my eyes, it was transparent, and everybody that went there yesterday received their portion of the cow meat. And I want to take this time to say thank you to all our supporters in the diaspora, all of you that checked in. Let God bless you. And lead up quickly, before I leave the land, this issue about people talking about the COP, people leaving COP and crossing over to others or party or whatever. Our big brother, we respect him. He didn't go far or he went in the ANC, and we respect that. And I personally, I have a problem with that, for him going to the ANC. But I think we have Darrell who is part of the Liberty Party. We have Mo Ade who is part of the Unity Party. We have our own leader, Henry Costa, who said he's supporting the ALP. So we will not have any problem with somebody from ALP, the COP going to support any political party. The only point that I can make clear is that every day you must remind those that will miss and betray the COP and cross over to the CDC and go and steal our institution. Remind them of the good that you did for them. Because it is even in the Bible. God always reminds the children of Israel when God told them for
I say you need to connect briefly and we'll reschedule for tomorrow. But just come on. I say you need
through the Red Sea. Why would you do this? So anybody that get problem when you remind them
Steering is on now.
always do it. And then you join me. Let me conclude.
Wait, let him finish.
Like each time when you be betraying the struggle, then when somebody talking about it, then somebody won't get there. Oh, I Costa, how let them remind people of the good that he did. Any time, remind those, those unpatriotic people that are following you and those wicked people that are following you, and they betray the struggle, remind them of the good. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's take a few more calls.
Momo, hold me content. Good morning, Momo.
Hello, Josh.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Josh. And I want to use a minute to say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum, leader.
Assalamu alaikum, Momo.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you. This is Mohammed Johnson. Johnson. I'm on my way to the mosque this morning to offer total supplication to the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Leader, let me say this to you. I want to say thank you and thanks to each and every one of our supporters who contribute to make this happen. Yesterday, I was so happy after the day of the distribution of the rice. We worked tirelessly thanks to Mohammed Chicha with the corner and the VBO. We did extremely well. Even the senator, our senator received a part of meat, including a security lie. The rest of the guys received their meat. Everything went well yesterday. Let me say, well. But quickly, let me say this to you. While it is true, mobile phone is 1 hour, we made it by the grace of God.
Jamal going off. Good morning.
All right. You got another caller? I wanted to say something.
Josh, good morning. Andre Pedro Costa.
Good morning, Roland.
This is Roland from North Dakota, the chairman of the COP North Dakota chapter.
Good morning to you, Chairman Roland.
I want to say thanks and appreciation to you guys for the show. And I want to say happy Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim brothers that are celebrating the Ramadan, especially in Liberia and around the world. We have a lot of Muslims in our base in the North Dakota chapter. We have many of our brothers who are going through this process, including my Secretary General Francis K. Dunham, who is a Muslim.
Okay, that's very good.
Let me just go to some sticky point that the leader had mentioned. Mamba joining the ANC, I think, in my view, and I stand with my view and my opinion, I think this is like when Jesus Christ said, nobody comes to the Father except through me. What I see politically, I think the ANC or through the leader, Elizabeth Cummings, is trying to use Mamba Yopa to get to our leader. And that is no issue. There's no problem about it. I believe maybe Mamba Yopa can, open the door so that our leader, Pedro. But quickly, Pedro, let me say something clearly. There's a little, I don't want to say little, sorry for the word, but there's a girl who posted, and her name is Clara K. Mala.
Yeah, my sister.
It's so touching. I don't know if you ever saw that post, but she is that Sophie, and I want you to look that post and figure that out, because I read that post and I was really broken down. I felt that she needs to be singled out. Thank you so much this morning, and have a God bless day.
Okay, Chairman Roland, hold on. Is he gone?
He gone, of course.
Listen, Clara Mala is my sister. She's my little sister. And I just want to say, I haven't read the particular post that Chairman Roland speaks to, but I will look it up. Yes, she's COP. Clara Mala is COP. Let's be honest. She certainly is. Good morning, Larry. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Larry, are you there? Hey, Larry. I don't think Larry can hear us.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so Larry Kennedy is a Wall Street veteran. He's worked in the financial industry for many years, and he's going to be one of our regular guest commentators here on the program. In fact, tomorrow we're having him and Isaac Varchuk, but we're waiting for Isaac to join in there. But Larry, I just want to say this though. Welcome, and I want to say something quickly. When people say Cummings is new, that was the argument people made back then. But I don't think it's a valid argument anymore. He's not new. He cannot be new. I mean, he's been around for a while. And by the time we get to 2023, he will have been around for much longer. So the argument that Ernest Cummings is new is no longer valid, right?
Yeah, he's new.
And by the time we get to 20, Isaac, I think you probably have the device on. Isaac, is that you with your device on?
You're right.
Okay, good.
So Pedro, Cummings is new in a sense of local Liberian politics to a certain extent. So here's the situation. You have Cummings versus Boycott versus Weah. So you have corporate America, Wall Street kind of guy versus local, well-experienced, international experience Boycott versus a government that's been referred to by Chris Smith as being kleptocratic, who has missing money and a whole lot of financial integrity issues right now. So that's going to be the argument come 2023, right? These are the three people. So what do you want? You want the corporate America? Vicente Fox, right? The former president of Mexico.
Mexico.
Exactly. So he came in with a ton of corporate American experience. But what was the eventual outcome? And he came from Coca-Cola as well, right? Coca-Cola executive, became president of Mexico. But what was the outcome eventually when he became president? Did he succeed? He only lasted, I believe, one term, right? So these are the arguments that the Cummings camp will have to make, like what makes Cummings the best person in terms of dealing with local Liberian politics versus Boycott, who has all those experience, and he's seen it from the inside, who will have no issues in terms of getting visa to come to America, right? And then you have the Weah, who the economy now has been in recession for 3 years. You have stagflation, you have high unemployment, you have auditors going missing or dead, being killed rather, without any thing coming out of it. That is going to be what's going to happen in 2023.
You make the choice sound very easy.
Well, at least between the opposition camp and the ruling party camp, I think it's very easy.
I think we just need to count the ruling party out. I mean, any sound Liberian that tries to continue to push this ruling party, rhetoric, they're just wasting our time, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but seriously, and if they can do something the next year, they can just forget it, in my opinion. They have failed miserably and they're still failing. I mean, people go Liberia right now, the feedback they give you, I was there, I saw it, but just the affirmation from people who are not politically inclined, who, don't even understand the intricacies of quote unquote Liberian politics, that can just tell you things, there's no system, things are just failing. People are in positions they they have no ability or no idea to execute the mandate of those positions. It's just a sad thing. And one of the things I wanted to kind of mention, we're talking about if we're going to go into the mindset kind of discussion, was something that my family wrote like sometime in 2016. And I kind of ridiculed him for it because he's been in government. He was talking about the arrogance and the ignorance and everything. But that is so pervasive today, that kind of mindset where people don't know, but they're arrogant about their ignorance. It's a bad combination, and they want to be corrupt on top of it. So they try to prevent any other, quote unquote, outsider from coming into the system. Whether it's somebody who has all the desire to help to make a difference, they don't, receive that kind of individual. So it's a tough sell for Liberian people to deal with right now. But if they can wake up and understand what's at hand, and also change their own personal mindset for a better Liberia, we have a serious problem.
Now, guys, I will have the both of you here tomorrow for a much longer discussion. And regularly, Isaac has been coming on every few weeks. I mean, every once a week, except last week we didn't have him here, and I'm sure some people were concerned because we've been having very good conversations. And you're going to join us as well, Larry. But here is the thing, right? You both know very well that this government is putting us in such a deep mess that whoever succeeds them, hopefully from the CPP, is going to have a lot to do, a huge work cut out for them. What do you think should be the first thing the CPP government should do or would have to do on day one in office?
So let me chime real quick, Isaac, and then I'll give you a second. And I wanted to say this is so important. Experience is a great teacher. We know from experience that we can see the mistakes that we have made. Madam Shalif didn't make those mistakes when she came in. When she came in, she went after Taylor. She hired lawyers here in the US to go after Taylor to trace monies and stuff like that. We didn't do that. In fact, I placed an argument that it may sound cynical, but to a certain extent, I think Madam Sirleaf rigged the economy in such a way that we and his cohorts weren't going to succeed at all. By printing all that excess money, they didn't pay very close attention to it. She did it in 2013, 2014. The value of the Liberian currency dropped. There was high inflation. They fixed it by issuing something called CBL bills. They did it again right before she left office. When you take a look at the CBL data, the amount of money that was printed, the whole 60 billion fiasco. But when you take a look at the amount of remittances leaving the country right at the time that Madam Sirleaf was about to leave, it was significant as opposed to the amount of money coming in. So what the CPP or anyone coming in after we would need to do is to audit the government. Don't make that mistake. Audit the government, find out where monies have been sent, where these pit holes are lying right now. Because we have taken a ton of loans. If you look at the debt to GDP,
a lot.
It's double since he's been there. He's taken a ton of loans. You need to know who those monies are owed to and how they have to be paid. And right now,
not any real economic impact or social economic impact. These loans,
no, they're not paying it right now. It's been deferred. So the next party coming in, the next leader coming in, will have to start making payments on those loans. So they will already be on a whole mountain of debt.
Why they'll be trying to resuscitate the economy, expand the revenue base, and all that kind of stuff? That's going to be too much to do.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be done. But for me, I want to take the reflection back a little, right? Madam Sirleaf, probably for nearly 40 years, she wanted to be president. She did everything in her power, whether legally, whether illegally, whether bringing war or whatever to this country for her to be the leader. But she never had a vision. She never had a way to implement that vision. So we look at the people, and obviously, I'm a CDC insider, from my previous arrangements.
No way.
Not there to bring that vision. So I don't even know that he knows what the PAPD is, just to be honest. So what are we looking at today? Who has that vision? And who can articulate that vision enough to say, I will start now to put the pieces in place? And some people, may look at it differently, but we need some semblance to know who's on board with who. Do you have a shadow government? Are you bringing in people who are studying the government as is now? Are they ready to offer, practical solutions to the problem?
On day one.
On day one. So you can make promises, verbal promises, but if you don't have a practical approach to the solutions, then you are in a hole. What are the big ideas that you bring into the table that can impact our bottom line?
This country from the brink of near
It will not be simple, trying to crawl before we walk. No, we got to leapfrog certain things. We got to make sure we can, kind of hurdle some of these challenges that are basic, we have had solutions about them in other parts of the world. There is nothing wrong with us customizing solutions for Liberia. And when we get a leader who can come to the table with those things and look, energy, talk to John Peter. Water, sanitation, hygiene, talk to Mary Johnson. The economy, talk to Larry, where you have somebody who has actually been studying this thing, the key things you want. Let's say, for example, let's take common example. He will increase our budget from 562 million, whatever it is, to 1 billion. Tell us the steps. Tell us the crosswalk. Tell us the practical things you will do. Tell us the revenue generating areas.
And over what period?
Exactly.
You accomplish that.
3 years, 4 years is reasonable to do that. Progressively, you can actually add nearly, $250 million to your economy if you are serious. Are you going to rebase the economy? Are you going to try to formalize certain things that are informal now? How do you expect to get there? It's possible, but let him tell us. Let those other people who have that kind of vision tell us. So, stepping back and looking at this thing, we still have an upward, trajectory in terms from an economic standpoint with all the things we are bogged down with. If only some of the people who have ideas can be allowed to, operate, to be allowed to push them, and government not be an impediment in those people's way.
Isaac, very good point there. And I'm going to say this before I just circling back to Larry. And it's not because you're here, Isaac, and everybody knows this. There's no dispute about it. Everybody knows that you're not being in this government to help them, to utilize your skill sets, your intelligence, your experience, your knowledge base. It's a huge loss to them. I'm pretty sure at this point you're not so keen on being factored in because of how much of a mess they're currently in. But everybody knows that. Now, I'm saying this to say I'm trying to lay the premise to ask Larry my question. Take you and Larry, for example. You've got lots of experience. Larry is a financial expert. Larry, the problem with our government, Isaac said something, is our politicians, is identifying skills, people outside on the periphery of their political parties, not necessarily partisans, but people who have what it takes to utilize them. Franklin Roosevelt did this. In 1932, he was elected president. In 1933, March the 4th, he was inaugurated during the Great Depression. Hoover the country was in a terrible crisis. Franklin Roosevelt went to academia. He hired some of the best minds. They conjured up the New Deal, a series of incisive economic policies and programs meant to wrestle the American economy out of the Great Depression. It worked. Do you think our guys, Larry, are looking to emulate the great formula of the great Franklin Roosevelt? Are they going to reach out to the likes of the Larry Kennedys of the world, the Eisenhower troopers of the world, or because you don't wear the party paraphernalia? What do you think?
Costa, like the professors Robinson and Asimoglu have always stated, there are people entrenched in the system that are benefiting from a corrupt system that do not want others to come in there and disturb what they have going on. And you know something, I really appreciate Costa because he's a great student of history. He knows his history extremely well. Absolutely. Look, who built the central bank in America? Alexander Hamilton. He was born in the Caribbean. He died very young because he was killed by the vice president of the United States at the time. But you have to know a little bit about history. You have to understand. You have to have a certain type of experience in a certain category to be able to bring and lend your expertise to build the country. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it because they have entrenched interest in there and they don't want to see. You think Samuel Tway is going to ask for experts to come in and help him out? No. He's benefiting from something within the system right now that he doesn't want anybody else to even see, understand, or to even help him. He's preaching to the choir, telling the president what the president wants to hear. He's not going to bring anybody in. That's the biggest mistake. But let me say something real quick, what you mentioned earlier in your show about the whole financial crime enforcement network, FinCEN. Here's why Liberia needs to be extremely careful. When you check FARA, when you check the Foreign Corrupt Practices website, there are businesses in Monrovia, in Liberia right now, that are supporting Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization that's based in Palestine. You've seen the recent fighting going on, the war that just broke out between Israel and Palestine. Liberia having companies registered in there that are using the financial system to launder money and help terrorist organizations is a huge concern for the U.S. We had need to pay special attention to that, because back in 1987, it was this whole breakdown in the finance that got Samuel K. Doe in trouble. The U.S. sent about 15 financial experts to go and help manage the economy in Liberia. When Doe kicked them out, things fell apart. Those guys need to pay special attention to what's going on with Liska. And when we get on the show tomorrow, we'll talk about it. Liska is ripping off that country. They were paying Ed Royce $10,000 a month. Now, Eugene Nagbe paying Ed Royce $25,000 a month. What the hell is Ed Royce going to do that is different? You know, look at the Human Rights Report, what Koji's been doing. Look at the Human Rights Report, shooting water cannons at your people. You need to fix that stuff. Ed Royce is not going to fix that stuff. But yeah, these guys are not going to bring in the experts they need to help build that economy. They're going to continue, and that's why they're going to lose in 2023. I think it's pretty obvious. The writing is on the wall.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. Beautifully put. Isaac, let's come back to you. After the guys lost the midterm election, and it was a bloodbath. We all know that. I mean, they seemed less buoyant and cocky than they have always been. Somebody actually started reaching out. I actually had a chit chat with Samuel Twe. He said, look, we're ready to hit the reset button, Costa. Are you ready to hit your reset button? I said, guys, look, I always tell you, you make it less difficult for me to criticize you. Because when you do the right things, I'm going to be fair. But inherently, Isaac, it looks like these guys aren't able to do the right things. Now, 3 years, midway into their first and most likely only term, they continue to behave as though they're going to win the election again. Where do you think they get this kind of thing from? I mean, where do you think they get that illusion from?
The printing of new money, maybe.
The 48 billion?
Whatever that amount is. They are being deluded to think that money will change the minds of the people. I think a lot of people's minds are made up. A whole bunch of citizens have been reaching out to me about what my political direction will be, because some of them want to follow and come along. You know, I haven't made a decision yet. Hopefully, in the next few months, I'll be able to, you know, make my decision. But I just cannot see how these guys can invite other people in. I think they have dug such a hole for themselves that anybody with just the obvious eye will see all the screw ups. It will be obvious to them, and they don't, because most of these people just come to the mindset with the mindset that nobody coming behind us. How can you think like that? Or
it doesn't end with you.
No, it doesn't. We are a continuing entity. We are a country. Whether even if they win the coming elections in 2023, 2029, there will be opposition. There will be people who will want to take over. There may be real change agents, and we're hoping that many of the young people can start thinking that way. That's why the mindset change is so critical. That's why our platform like yours is so critical. That's why your own evolution as an individual, and that's what I want to bring to your attention. The guy who was saying something you didn't want to hear, you just call him an idiot. I mean, I believe you got to demonstrate respect for difference of opinion. You got to, you know.
No, that guy is particularly annoying. I have a history with him.
Well, you allow the man to call your show. You allow him to speak for 2-3 minutes. Then you just dismiss him and, you know, insult him in my mind.
No, man. What I'm saying is unique, Isaac. He's an exception.
All I'm saying is, you know, that's part of the mindset change sometimes. And that's, you know, so hopefully we'll get into that conversation because it has some rich content. Even the mindset of the people in the diaspora trying to just tell the people in Liberia what to do. It doesn't work like that. You know, sometimes you got to model the behavior you want to see from other people. Sometimes you got to create the situation that they can feel they are driving a process and making that change on their own, and you probably just reinforcing some things. So we have a lot of work to do when it comes to the mindset, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to, you know, just buttressing each other and supporting efforts that make a better Liberia. Like for me, I always like, you know, to network people. I'll give an example. There are 2 Liberian guys. One is I can't remember Ebenezer's last name, but he's into trying to build a school, educate our young people.
Ebenezer Norman.
Ebenezer Norman. Then there's another guy. I don't know where Ebenezer School is. I just met him online recently, even though people
it's called New Hope.
New Hope, right? New Hope Dimension or something like that. Right. Right. And then there's Daniel Menyon. He has a school in Mowe where the kids pay for nothing. He provides everything. But I believe when those kind of people can come together, we join. I put them in a chat room together. I say, you guys are doing great. You know, share with each other what you're doing, and let's see how we can magnify what you're doing. And that's what I believe in. How can we help Liberians get better? How can we change our approach to collaboration, to cooperation? Maybe sometimes we will not merge, but as two independent organizations, there's a lot of room for collaboration. I was in a meeting yesterday now, where we're brainstorming on opportunities and how businesses can work together. I'm in the area of agriculture, hydroponics, solar energy, sustainable development. There's another group that does facilitation for chefs. How can it make chefs' jobs easier? How can it help them grow their own food? So that was a natural synergy right there for us to say, we'll bring our hydroponics capability to the table. You bring the chefs. We help them to grow microgreens, to grow, spices, to grow accent kind of things, garnishments for their food and stuff like that. So those kind of collaboration, there's so much in Liberia. I see a lot of people in a silo doing things by themselves when we can create skill by people coming together and working together. The same way in terms of cleaning up Liberia today, the Liberia Emergency and Disaster Relief Fund, on one of my organizations, and the African Environmental Watch, an environmental organization, they're trying to get together, to work together, to start cleaning Monrovia in partnership with government, the EPA, the MCC, the PCC. And hopefully those entities will be willing to work together, because it's obvious that they cannot do it. They cannot clean Monrovia. I mean, look at the Maryborough. Once or Saturday in the month, you clean up. All right. They've been doing it. They have replicated it. But is it cleaning Monrovia?
No, it's not.
Exactly. So
it's not sustainable.
It's not. So there have to be other ways that we can look at. There are other Liberians in the solid waste management sector that can come in and help. But we need help. If entities, some complaints are, the international people, they don't want it to happen. But then let's bootstrap ourselves. Let's forget about them and see how we can privatize some of these things and make them happen. But I know you're being overdue already. We don't want to keep.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow is the actual thing.
Right. So we got more for our tomorrow. Larry and I have been talking a lot about how we help to teach, how we work with you and other platforms to really get the word out there, because more people need to be exposed to what's happening, what some of the solutions are, how they themselves can participate in effecting some of those solutions.
Okay, Larry, let's come back to you, and we're going to get your patent comments there. So tomorrow we're going to have the real conversation. So we have a problem here, Larry. In this day and age, where things are so bad in the country that, I spoke with someone the other day, and they were telling me just everybody who goes to Liberia nowadays has some kind of horror story to explain. This guy was telling me on Sunday, Larry, we went to a graduation cookout. He went to Liberia recently to lay his dear mother to rest. They were at the funeral, and some of his friends went to the funeral, purportedly to sympathize with him. And the other guy was standing next to him, leaned over to him and said, "My man," while they are literally at the grave site, the old man's literally the casket has been lowered into the grave. The guy leans over to the guy, whispers in his ear, says, "My man, I will naked you today before you leave here." I mean, I will scrape you. I mean, look, the guy was saying, Costa, people are suffering so much that they have no more sympathy, no more sensitivity. My mother is being lowered into the grave. This guy is trying to hassle me down for money because the people are catching hell.
Yeah.
Is that bad, Larry?
My man, Costa, the political strategist for Bill Clinton, James Carville, always said it. It's about the economy, stupid. It's always about the economy. It will always be about the economy. If you can't feed people, if people don't have the ability to buy the necessities, they're going to turn against you. I don't care what you do. Popularity does not put food in your stomach. And I can understand it, man, sentiment. You know, it's kind of the setting is bad, but it's the reality of it. The economy is bad. I'm so shocked when I hear supporters of this government saying this is the best president ever. When the finance minister comes, best as what? I would love to have one of them come and let's have a discussion looking at the data and look at the reality of it. When Samuel Twett is saying he wants the president to be a, what did he call it? Some kind of a dictator, a benevolent dictator.
Benevolent dictator.
You can't have a benevolent dictator in a country with 15 counties and different personalities. Because when he started looking at the Southeast, at Shasta and Sano and all those other counties down there, he's going to get the people up in Lo-Fi all pissed off against him. He cannot be a benevolent dictator. And first of all, using the word dictator with a man who is silencing the media is a bad combination, you know? So yeah, definitely the economy is always about the economy. You need a strong economic plan. When people see you can create jobs, you can create jobs in our country. You got the resources. Singapore has crap. They're one of the best countries out there. We can create jobs in our country. You have to get the money from the diaspora, tourism, construction. You can use your natural resources, but if you're just a rentier nation, you're not going to go very far. And that's what we are. You're not going to go anywhere, man. And those guys don't get it. They don't have the practical experience. There's no substitute for experience. When you want to have a knee surgery, and I just had a knee surgery, I don't go get a country doctor. I go get me a doctor who's been practicing this thing for 20, 25 years. You don't go get somebody who was doing, well, somebody nailed it the other day, man. Martin Coley nailed it the other day. You have people in the wrong positions. That's the big problem we have in the country. People are in the wrong position. But like my man Iva said, we would stress on this. We're educated people using your platform, and we would bring the reality to the seditionists then who fail to understand that, hey, if you look at the data, this is the worst government in Liberian history, in recent history. So thanks again, Costa, for allowing me to jump in at the last moment. And yes, certainly, well, I'll be here tomorrow morning and we'll carry on the conversation.
Here tomorrow morning, and at least once every week we can have the two of you on.
Wonderful.
That would be a huge value to the show. So the president said we need a study class teacher to help us score another MCC grant. I mean, literally a study class teacher. I think we need a study class teacher for the whole government, guys. What do you think?
But and that's a fact. You got like he said, square pegs in round hole or round pegs in square holes. They're not fitting. They don't understand the mandate. They don't execute with any level of autonomy based on what they are supposed to do. And the people they're coming to try to depend on for decision making don't have the ability to make those decisions from an informed basis or just from an experienced basis. So it's a tough sell that we have in Liberia. I don't know where the international community stands on this government, even though it seems like it's a declining approval rating. But somehow, just for the benefit of our people, something needs to happen so that people can at least be optimistic and see something in the future, whether if it's promises and actions from the opposition now, or whether some kind of infusion to help this government keep some kind of stability going, because we don't want anything funny to happen in our country. We want peace, we want economic stability, but at the rate they're going, it's suspect. And we just hope that, we can really talk about some of these things and they can try to put some of these things in practice to start to make a difference.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Tomorrow is May 14th, Unification Day. We normally don't do the show on holidays, but we'll make an exception tomorrow. We will be here tomorrow, same time. George, look at what we'll do the show tomorrow.
I want to tell George something. George, please, the people that are listening to you, the word is not phone. Phone like F-O-A-M. It's phone, P-H-O-N-E.
I know. All right, guys. So tomorrow we will be at Isaac Vad Tukpa and Mr. Larry Kennedy, two Liberian professionals who who are genuinely passionate about the country and the country's future and the tremendous potential the country has to leapfrog itself from this malaise in which we find ourselves. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I look forward to having you two fine gentlemen tomorrow.
All right. See you later, buddy.
Later.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, George. So we'll be here tomorrow, George. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay. And